It's a good draw, isn't it? I think it is. You think it is. We all think it is. How are you all doing, ladies and gentlemen? So, Liverpool versus Bayern is going to happen. It is the draw for the round of 16, which has been a draw I've really wanted for a long time. For a very, very long time. As most of you all know, I live in Manchester. And Liverpool isn't very far away. It's about, I want to say 30, 40 minutes with a train. So it's not really that far away. I'd say around about 40 to 45 minutes by car too, so it's quite close. And I know a lot of Liverpool fans, personally. In fact, my neighbour, not this neighbour, that neighbour is a United fan. That neighbour is a Liverpool fan. So I know quite a few Liverpool fans. I've always wanted this draw and one Manchester United draw. I always wanted to play those two teams just because obviously I could tease people. I could be like, yo, you know what? But yeah, this is a good draw in my opinion. Obviously, the first leg being on Anfield on the 19th of February, which I hate that day so much because that's my birthday. So that means, and that's actually a day where I've got an exam, and the next day I've got an exam, so I won't be able to go to that match, unfortunately. Yeah, just kind of, I hate the February day. I really do hate February as a month period, because that's always the most busiest time, and it's always the time where I have to have exams and whatnot. But it is what it is. At least I know when a match is, so that's a good thing, I guess. Now the first leg being in Anfield, yeah. And the second leg being obviously at the Allianz Arena, yeah. See, I actually, for those of you guys who follow me on Twitter, I actually wanted to shut down this YouTube channel, because quite frankly, I don't think I have the time. First of all, I don't have the time and really the motivation to make videos. Not because not because I don't like making videos. That's not even the point. But because it just feels so repetitive in nature. It just feels like I'm just turning the camera on and then I'm just essentially, saying 5-6 words and that's really it. And then I'm be like, yay, hi, bye, and that's it. So I was actually thinking of shutting this channel down, calling it quits. Being like, you know what? We've now been here for what, 2.5 years, I want to say. Actually, 2.5 years. I think I started in July or something. But I would have been like, you know what? Let's call it quits. This tie, I'm gonna be here until this tie is over. I definitely, like I said, there's just so many fun things that I can do, so many fun videos that I can do, and Liverpool is one of those teams that I've actually seen the most of. Of all the possible opponents, they're the team that I've watched the most of. The two teams that I've watched a lot of this season and last season have been Arsenal and Liverpool. Arsenal obviously not being in the Champions League, so Liverpool, actually knowing some about them, actually knowing how they play, actually knowing their weaknesses is going to be quite fun. And they're a very good team. They obviously they're currently, I think they're still first in the Premier League, but they've not actually played good. And that's the scary part, that they're first in the Premier League despite not playing really that good. They've been solid. I want to say that, solid. Defensively solid, offensively solid, and so on and so forth. But they've not really. Last season they looked especially good, but then they would have bad matches. This season they just look good, just good all the way through, which is obviously very different to us. We've really struggled at the beginning. Well. Alright, we had a few good moments at the beginning, then we really struggled, towards like the middle part of the beginning. It's still the beginning, really. It's the season that's barely just begun. And then towards, the last 3-4 games have been sort of good. So you could say that this is perfect timing for us, but obviously we have the winter break as well, which is obviously great for us. There's a lot of good things about this game. I'm really looking forward to this one more than anything else. And obviously once February hits, I know I've got like 50 exams in February, but once February hits, you're going to see a lot of videos. I don't know what I'm going to do exactly, but I'm thinking of like driving to Liverpool. As I said, it's not that far away. Driving to Liverpool and like interviewing people, like, pretending to be a Liverpool fan, like, yeah, how much do you think will beat Bayern? Ooh, just to see how confident people are, because obviously they're on a high right now. They obviously struggled in Europe, but they're on a high right now. The good thing is, again, Coman is back. We have a lot of people that are back, a lot of people that are fresh right now, a lot of people that are doing well. The players are slowly starting to get back in form. It's all starting to click right now. So that's a positive thing. But the game is in 2 months, and right now Liverpool are obviously I won't say obvious favourites, but they're obviously the stronger team. And the reason why I'm not saying the obvious favourites is because in a lot of positions we are better. Not all positions, but in a lot of positions we are better. But they're just more cohesive right now, and that's obviously something. And that's why I know a lot of people have written us off already. They wrote us off the second the draw happened, and I understand them, because again, we have not really been that good this season. We've been very inconsistent. But the reason why I'm more hesitant than others, first of all, I think we're going to win I think, okay, I'm going to say this right now. I think we're going to win all the trophies, all the titles. We're going to win everything this season, right? I said this from the get-go. I said this the second we went in a bad patch, because a lot of people are very, and especially that applies to football fans more so than any other fans, but like a lot of people are very, what's the right term? Are very quick to pull the trigger. Once there's one bad game, they're like, okay, you know what, the whole season is a mess. And once there's like one good game, and it's like, okay, we're gonna win everything. And so it's just always annoyed me, because the trophies aren't really won right now. They're won at the end of the season. So I knew straight away, even if we have a bad patch, even if we got rid of Kovac, and obviously at that point I thought we would get rid of Kovac. Yeah, I didn't really, but I was saying that we should get, right, for a while. Depends really. I mean, you all know my stance on Kovac and whatnot, where I was like, you know what, he's not the biggest problem, but he is a problem, and he's the only problem that we can get rid of throughout the the middle of the season. Obviously now he's done really, really well, so now the team's starting to click again. They're starting to get back into it, so that's very, very good. The point I'm trying to make is, right, we have the winter break. And that's why I usually always, and I've said this a lot of times, but obviously, again, for those guys who have been here for a while, you already know all that. You already know what I think. You already know how I process things. But I usually give a coach, manager, a year. But I need to see, especially after the winter break, I need to see at least their game plan. Obviously, we in a way we saw that. But I always give them the winter break, because that's when all the players are there. That's not especially after a World Cup, when you don't even have the players to coach. When when the players are coming back late and whatnot, then they don't have they can't bite into your philosophy and all that. So that's why I usually give a coach like the winter break, because that's usually when the players are fit, the players are there, all the players can train, and then they can all buy into the philosophy, the principle. Now, Klopp, Liverpool. Let's talk about Liverpool a little bit. Dangerous. Dangerous. They can obliterate you with a number of weapons, but that's also what makes it so fun. Because previously they always that Twitter meme and that Facebook meme and that Reddit meme that you always see about like the car, how their attack looks from the front, and it like a Ferrari, how it looks from the back, and it was like a broken down car and whatnot. This season is actually very good. But they've been really struggling in the Champions League away. And our first game is at Anfield, and I do think we're going to score there. I don't have a single doubt in my mind. We're going to score there, and we're going to draw there. And we're going to win at home. So you don't really know who I think is going through. And the reason why I'm saying all that, right? They've got good players, right? I'm not really sure, but I think Van Dijk might be out for the first game, and he's pretty much the best defender. He's the best centre back. It's just the way it is. He's just that good. But Lewandowski is on form. When Lewandowski plays well, Bayern plays well. I know there's this whole thing. Oh, Lewandowski doesn't show up in big games. Oh no, he doesn't show up. Oh, where is he in the Champions League semi-final? Where is he in the quarter-final? Oh no. He shows up, alright? It's most of the time that the team itself doesn't show up, but he does show up. But, folks, the point I'm trying to make, right, is we have so much offensive firepower, and that's me assuming, obviously, Coman is going to play, alright? We have, and Gnabry. Robin would be fun, too. I'll say that Robin would be fun, too. Do you know why? Because Robin, this is his last season. He's already declared that this is his last season, so I think especially for a player of his caliber, shows up in the big games, and despite the fact that all of world football knows exactly what he will do, he's still that good at it. So I think we have so much offensive firepower, and I don't think our defense is good enough. I'll be totally honest. I don't think our defense is good enough, which is why I think it's always gonna like balance itself out. I think our offense is good enough to get 2 goals, and I think we can hold them to 2 goals at Anfield. So that's why I think it's going to be a draw there. And at home, obviously, you always have that home factor. So yeah, we're leaving the speculations and whatnot too much later on, once we're much closer to the game. All right, but the point is, it's a good draw. It's a very good draw. It's actually funny enough. It's a game that might mean that I won't quit just now. It's kind of weird. It's a game that I've wanted for like 3 years, ever since Klopp moved there. Really, ever since Klopp moved there, I've just wanted to play against him. And again, I was gonna close this down. I was like, you know what, I just can't be bothered anymore. Talking about the same thing day in, day out. I need some variety. That's really it. Variety. Some just, I don't know, something different, right? But this game might just put it on hold. Just put that idea on hold for now. We'll see. Anyway, folks, I will see you all next time. Until then, everyone, peace out and have a nice day.